The fact that Jon Gruden doesn't have a job with the Raiders is despicable. It really is. None of these emails should have came out. None of them. That doesn't mean that Jon Gruden wasn't wrong. That doesn't mean that Jon Gruden isn't racist. It doesn't mean that Jon Gruden is a nice guy. Why was his emails, out of all the emails that were sent out from this, I don't know what you call it, all right, this despicable thing that happened in Washington, why was his emails revealed out of everybody else's? There has to be a reason. Does Roger Goodell have anything to do with it? I think so. Does Dan Snyder have something to do with it? I do think so.
I think it's a lot more than something with Dan Snyder.
And GM Bruce Allen, another backstabbing you-know-what. Does he have something to do with this? Absolutely. If I was Jon Gruden, I'm sorry, it has everything to do with the money. Jon Gruden will probably never get a college job again. Jon Gruden will probably never get a professional job again. He'll probably never be an analyst for another organization again. His career is over. All because of these emails. If you look at what the Raiders were doing when he was there, he was really taking them to that next level. Everything was changing for the Raiders. Derek Carr, even though him and Derek Carr weren't getting along, Derek Carr was playing his best football. And then this happens. And you see the difference. And I don't want to hear it. I know his brother coached the team. I know his brother had some licks and nicks and crannies and whatever happened over there with the Washington Commanders. It is embarrassing what Jon Gruden had to deal with. He's going to get a lot of money from this, obviously, lawsuit. And I will say this. I don't care what Jon Gruden says. It's not about the money. It's absolutely about the money. If I was Jon Gruden, I would say it's absolutely about the money. And here's the reason why. My career is done. I'm probably never going to do anything in the college and professional rankings ever again. I'm never going to be an analyst on ESPN, CBS, Yahoo, or any of the Amazon, any of the big organizations anymore because everybody thinks I'm a racist. So his career's done. So instead of, working anymore or worrying about that, even though he's got a ton of money, Jon Gruden made his millions.
Right.
But just to give it and stick it right up where the sun doesn't shine over there with the Oakland Raiders and the Washington Commanders, hey, you know what? I'm going to drive it so far up their ass. Everybody wants to give Roger Goodell all the credit in the world because he's renegotiating these deals and they're making billions and billions of dollars off these endorsements. But in the end, the product is the product. The player is the player. And It's all about the players. And honestly, the one thing I can respect about the NFL players is they don't think that they're bigger than the league like the NBA does. That's what I like about the NFL is these players know that the league is what really gives them their stake in their money and obviously the guarantee money that they get. And with the NBA, it's all guaranteed no matter what they do. And they think that they own the league even more than the owners. And that's what's so interesting about the NFL. And I have to give the NFL a little bit of credit is because it to me, the way they run this league is the commissioner goes to the owners and the owners run this league. No matter what happens, even when the strike happened in 85, 86 when it was going on, and they brought in all these, what did they call them? These re-up players or whatever they call them. It didn't work, but a lot of the NFL players decided to not sit out as long as a lot of the other players did because they needed to pay and they needed to make sure that their families had money and food to eat. So it's a different league now, but I like what the NFL has done in a professional kind of way. I question some of the things Roger Goodell has done, especially with this whole Snyder thing. This is a disgrace, an absolute disgrace that the NFL should be smacked around. And honestly, I think Roger Goodell should lose his job.